Hi, I just wanted to make sure that I was on the air. This is a story I wanted to do yesterday. Fortunately, I got home. I wanted to stream with Lennon McCarthy, do something fun, but I actually fell asleep and woke up and had to go back to work. So that was a pretty boring evening, obviously. Basically, get home, fall asleep, get up, go to work. Uh, NAFTA is going to be dead soon, probably. There's virtually no chance of NAFTA remaining the way it is because Mexico has decided, thanks to the prodding of the Trump administration, to agree to a new framework for the whatever new trade agreement there's going to be, and it's very possible that Canada might even be left out in the cold. Now, I think that if Justin Trudeau is I mean, if he sees the way the wind is blowing, he's pretty much going to have to cave one way or another. So I don't think that in the end Canada is going to be able to go through with absolutely no trade deal with the U.S. Obviously, if Mexico and the U.S. agree to a separate trade deal, and I mean, there's a few intricacies to NAFTA, and I'm not going to call myself an expert on NAFTA by any means, but look, if Mexico and the U.S. agree to different terms than have already been under NAFTA, then there is no NAFTA, and Canada is screwed. So let's try to read through this Financial Post. I'm reading it fresh now. Just got a chance to get home after going to the gym. When President Donald Trump celebrated on Monday the workings of a new deal with Mexico that would replace the North American Free Trade Agreement, numerous questions were left unsettled. No full text has yet been provided. On Friday, I don't believe that there is a full text because the terms probably aren't concrete yet. On Friday, the Trump administration plans to send Congress a formal notice of the trade agreement. Not until 30 days after that would lawmakers likely receive a text of the deal. But based on what is already known, here is a snapshot of key changes in the agreement so far. No more NAFTA. Trump, I'm actually getting a Canadian accent. Trump, ever convinced, focused on branding, considers the popular name for the North American Free Trade Agreement to be toxic. For Trump and other critics of NAFTA, the 1994 landmark deal might have helped companies trade more freely across national borders, but also caused the gutting of the industrial Midwest. True. Many economists and historians argue that the reality is more nuanced. They point out that the industrial Midwest was already struggling with the closures before NAFTA was signed. They also note that while certain sectors of U.S. manufacturing were hurt by NAFTA, American consumers and companies and workers in some industries like agriculture benefit from it. See, this is not exactly really giving the terms of the deal. I'm sorry. I mean, it's good to hear a little bit of the commentary, but I just want to hear what the deal says. But Trump wants to end that debate and scrap a name he says is tainted. I like to call this deal the United States-Mexico Trade Agreement, he said Monday. I think it's an elegant name. Of course, there are a few problems with this particular name. Most obviously, it excludes Canada. Well, tough shit. The third member country in NAFTA. Second, it gives the United States top billing, which could be interpreted as an affront to Mexicans and Canadians. Oh my God. No, what you'd have is on the Mexican side they could call it whatever the hell they wanted, and on our side we could call it, in Mexico they could just call it El Tratado Mexicano Americano de Comercio. They could they could reverse it. Every country can call it whatever the hell it wants. It gives the United States top billing. My God. Well, I mean, we're sandwiched in the middle. So if Canada joins this trade deal, they could be at the left, Canada, United States, Mexico trade deal. They could call it, it would be, the CUM, the CUM deal. I might have to retitle this stream. So in any case, I can't believe that they put that line in there. Most obviously, it excludes Canada. Well, because Canada's not a party to it. So what's the problem there? Either Canada signs up to, or it may be cut out. This is the wild card. The proposed deal between Mexico and the United States intensifies pressure on Canada to agree to the same terms. That said, the Trump administration had pursued the negotiations to update NAFTA with the assumption that Canada would be included. So it's unclear whether a U.S. deal with Mexico alone would clear Congress's requirements. Chrystia Freeland, Canada's Minister of Foreign Affairs, came to Washington on Tuesday in hopes of reaching an agreement. Losing Canada would be a problem for the United States. I don't think it's that much of a problem. And I have a couple friends over in Canada, not just my stupid opinion. I think I have a couple friends up there. Jim, so if you need a hand, just come down here. We'll keep you. We'll tide you over. There's plenty of payphones here in case you need to escape the hand of ice. Trump on Monday seemed to suggest that trade with Canada was a smaller segment, while Mexico is a very large trading partner. It's not quite clear if Trump was referring to the state of the negotiating process or to the flow of imports and exports among these countries. This is something people just have to accept. Okay, the fact is that you can hate Mexico, and there's plenty to criticize Mexico for, but in terms of exchange, whether it's import or export, Mexico is the largest trade partner of the United States. It's actually more of a trade partner than China. So by default, Canada is a smaller trading partner than Mexico. That's just a fact. I think this is fake news, by the way. I think that it says Canada was the United States' second largest trading partner in 2017, ranking just below China. Mexico is the third largest U.S. trading partner. Could be I'm wrong, but in either case, I think most people would recognize that there's a bigger issue with Mexico in every respect than there is with Canada. Okay, now, Justin Trudeau, by the way, is probably a temporary thing. I have Mad Dodge and Shiska here. Welcome, both of you. And Memes as well. What are you guys saying? We have to really think. Do we really need a trade agreement that includes Canada? Can't we just do a separate trade agreement with them? There will be one trade agreement, and Trump has actually said this. Ryu Siska says, nuke Mexico, they left. But we're having a good time with Mexico now, so who cares? Why would we want to nuke Mexico? I've never been for some of this like Mexico rhetoric. I hate, there's a problem. Like the Republicans, or I guess the Trump voting base has a lot of this mindset that Mexico is like this dump where there's nothing good. And then the what's it called? The Democrats will basically lick the butthole of the entire country over there and pretend that there's nothing wrong with it. So, why don't we just agree that it's a little better if we just have a renegotiation of the treaty and then a wall, and then maybe things will be better with Mexico. Hey, Jason M., I'm not sure if I've ever seen you, but welcome to the show. And we'll probably be stopping the show pretty soon because there's other topics, but there's a couple other things. Taco American deal, that's okay. I don't see what's wrong if we have, the Taco American deal would be a good one for if it was just U.S.-Mexico. I still think that the Canada-U.S.-Mexico deal, the CUM deal, would be good if it's all three of them. So you have two good candidates there. Ryu actually came up with a good idea. I know I give him a hard time often. Taco American is fine. No, what's like an American food? Taco. Jeez. What's an American food then? Taco Hot Pocket deal. Taco Hot Pocket deal. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, Ryu. I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, it's all three countries and it's completely inclusive. Who would object to that? So yeah, if you read me from HNN, thank you. I do think that his channel is a very good channel. I watch his news. I don't really watch his news. I'll listen to it at work. He'll have a 3-hour stream. So here's another term: 40 to 45% of vehicles will be made by workers who earn at least $16 an hour. I guess that's a throwaway to all of those. Well, we need to bring wages higher. A major wage gap separates auto workers in the United States and Mexico, and this new provision aims to narrow it. An average Mexican auto worker earns $5.21 an hour, and auto part workers make even less than that, according to a 2016 analysis by the Center for Automotive Research. Wow, less than $5.21 an hour. Oh, so that's the difference between auto workers and auto parts workers. No, I'm on the same page as you, Ryu. I think we understand each other. That is about 1/4 the average hourly earnings of $21.68 for a U.S. auto worker. That $21.68 is a pretty good hourly wage for an assembly line guy. Trump can say that the wage requirement will preserve factory jobs in the United States, while the Mexican government can say it will boost incomes in that country. There is no doubt that this agreement creates incentives for the salaries in the auto industry grow over time. Foreign Minister Luis Videgaray Caso of Mexico told the Associated Press a percentage of the value of the vehicle must be made in areas with high salaries. This generates a clear incentive for the salaries in Mexico eventually will reach a higher level. I don't know if this will have the intended effect, because it's still price fixing. So if this goes the wrong way, it's probably because of price fixing. Yeah, Jason M., if you just joined yesterday, I think it was yesterday afternoon, Mexico and the United States started to, they actually announced that they've come to a new trade deal. Can you guys see the picture well? It says the video output is low. So let me know if the picture is coming through well, or if you're having buffering or something. The pact would expire in 16 years, but the two countries could renew it every 6 years and renew it for 16 more. The agreement would force countries to update the trade pact. One of the criticisms, so that actually is not the worst idea in the world. One of the criticisms of the 24-year-old North American Free Trade Agreement was that it no longer applies to the economy as it exists today. It was forged before the internet, smartphone, social media, of China's entrance into the World Trade Organization, transformations that leave parts of NAFTA woefully outdated. This new clause could create two forms of pressure. Countries would feel obligated to update the agreement in order to preserve it, but businesses could also face tremendous uncertainty if the agreement was on the verge of ending. So I think it gives a little bit of it does give a little bit of a survey of it. I think it's good. Guys, any word on, is the video coming through well? Because I still see that it says video output low on my thing. So in any case, there's this interesting tidbit of this. So we mentioned Canada a couple times. And it says here, okay, so I got a little ahead of myself, but hold on. So Ezra Levant of The Rebel, he does make a lot of bad decisions in terms of how to invest his money, but The Rebel is one of the more right-leaning publications or I think it's just a channel, maybe just an internet channel in Canada. And they used to have Lauren Southern on their staff. I think they had to fire her because of the Italian boat fiasco. And in my opinion, they shouldn't have fired her at all. They should have just kept her. Audio is low. Let me see if I can fix that. No, my mic is as high as it'll go. So sorry about that. I did want to get a studio mic, but I don't have a lot of audio jacks on this computer, so it wouldn't even help. So sorry about that. This is the best we can do. So it says Donald Trump tried to phone Justin Trudeau on Monday morning before Trump's big Mexican trade announcement, but Trudeau refused to take the call. He said he was busy, but that's a lie. Trudeau had no appointments at all scheduled on Monday. And he cites this by Jennifer Jacobs, who works for Bloomberg News, and it says Trump had wanted to speak to Trudeau this AM before the Mexico trade deal announcement at 11 a.m. But Canada said Trudeau had a scheduled conflict at the requested hour, sources told me and Josh Wingrove. So it says, so Levin says that there were no scheduled public meetings. They were all private meetings. You know, maybe it was Trudeau and you know the people who basically you know the people who tweezer the hairs off of his balls or whatever it is that goes on in his private life, because obviously he doesn't get anything important done in Canada. So I will say this, okay? If I was the prime minister of a country like Canada and a major trade partner, whether it was China or the U.S., called me in the morning and said, "Hey, I'm fucking doing this," I would answer the phone. I would answer the phone. I'm just saying. Me got the burger and taco. Let's see. Oh, maybe he retracted the message. So yeah, this is a real problem in Canada. Okay, look, I get it that Trump and Trudeau are really very different personalities. There's not much to there's not much common ground between Trump and Trudeau in terms of personality and interests or anything. But the bottom line is that there's three countries on this continent that really matter, I guess. You know, if you want to throw in Central America, they kind of do depend on the rest of us. So they're going to have to wait. But look, you have to fucking deal, okay, Trudeau. You just have to do it. You have to do something. You can't just. This is the real issue here, and Jason, I don't know why Shiska's getting censored again. I'm not doing this. Trudeau is a bottom feeding bitch. That's also why did they hold this for review? That Jason says, what do you think Canada is going to do? I will say this. If Trudeau continues with these shenanigans, like, oh, I'm not really going to be a participant in this, and I believe that since then there was a report that Canada is rejoining the trade deals. If that does happen, eventually his own party will probably, you know, you'll see a couple resignations within his own party in terms of members of his cabinet, and then he'll finally be forced to fold. And then he'll just look weaker and weaker. He has to come to the table. Your job as the leader of a country is to basically represent it. You don't represent yourself. I despise this YouTube review shit. Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm done for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I probably will be back tonight with another story. I think this was the most important one. I really wanted to do something cool with Lennon about it, but I don't know if he's going to be available. I didn't want to bother him tonight because I kind of left him in the dust yesterday. But you can stay on this live chat because this is the regular channel live chat. It's not for a specific stream. So I think you can just keep typing in there. Bold gonna go get a burger and taco to celebrate. Nope. I usually just have spaghetti, bro. I'm a pasta man. Starkiller is here. Welcome, man. Why are you guys showing up when I'm about to leave? High Desert Pioneer is here. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. So please, when this video uploads, I want you to leave a comment. What do you think's gonna be the new course of action for Canada? Or maybe you think Mexico is going to do something different. I think Mexico has actually practical leadership. I don't think, you know, people don't give them credit for that. People just want to kiss Mexico's ass in terms of, oh, there's nothing wrong with the country and America is so racist. Well, no, there are things wrong with the country, and then there are things that, you know, they're perfectly reasonable about. So that's about it. Have a great night, Revan Starkiller. By the way, Revan, I don't think you've ever replied back about the Brazil stream I wanted to do, but do whatever you want. Just let me know if you're interested. Also, please like the video, comment when it uploads, share the video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and hit the bell so you get the notifications. It's increasingly hard to get the notifications. Most people don't know if I'm going on the air, so maybe we'll do a, what do you call it, mailing list. So my email is in the description. I'll also put it in the chat, and I'll see you guys later.